Ta-da! Welcome to the making of The Urban Nomad, starring Mario Hemsley and a cast of characters. Hey, okay, you guys, I'm coming to you. This is totally unscripted. I'm back in LA. It is, what time is it? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm up, obviously, doing shit. And I wanted to, so I decided to turn it into a show. The show is called The Making of the Urban Nomad Maldives. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna take you with me in a new reality TV kind of format. I'm gonna take you with me into the world of this mind of mine, which is up and back here in Los Angeles, indulging in marijuana, which I'm a proponent. By the way, I didn't rush to smoke. See, you guys, I'm not addicted to weed. I enjoy marijuana. I'm not addicted to marijuana. And the whole time I was in Maldives, I didn't have marijuana and everything was fine. See, you guys, it's not like that. But again, here we go. Because, so the whole premise of this, so we could just be, and feel free to comment, type in, all whatever bullshit you feel the need to do. Listen, the whole premise of this is I'm supposed to talk to you as if I'm talking to my friends or family or my, significant others and explain to you what's going on. Okay. So first of all, let's deal with this whole lighting thing. I got all around me lights. Look at this stuff, you guys. Look. But if I take time to set all that stuff up, it ruins the whole vibe. Okay, I got to kind of do this on the phone. So this is on the phone. Okay, and I'm using this to light it, and I got a backlight right here. But I know enough from my classes, to try to make the most of using this lamp and this lamp to get this kind of a look. Because I need to be able to vibe, okay? I need to be able to vibe. That's that kind of a show. I'm supposed to talk to you, engage you, bring you in by sharing myself with you. And in order to do that, I just can't set up all the lights and shit. Even though the point is, when you take all those classes on, which is YouTube, right? That's when I say take classes. You want to do what you can quickly, but still you don't want to change the vibe. That's why I don't set up. I got this light and the room lights, okay? Because I don't feel like I need to be in the groove. I can't work. So that's the wonder of reality TV. I'm supposed to share with you in an authentic way the reality of this life of mine. So anyway, my plane came in 9:30, okay, in Los Angeles. My cousin Thornton Dickerson picked me up from the airport and shuttled me here home in total splendor. And then I came in, took a shower, okay? I didn't rush to smoke weed, even though I know that's what you guys all think, and nor drink any of that. I took a shower and put some stuff up, right? And then I got some coffee and I decided to start thinking about, what just happened. Just me going to the Maldives, okay? Because I need to do a show on this, okay? And this is supposed to be the first truly laid out disciplined effort in this way. Because most of the stuff that we do is talk shows. The reason why everybody does talk shows, because talk shows are easy. You just talk. See, this requires you to do a certain level of planning and production. And I'm going to share with you my process, okay? Totally. I'm going to engage you. I'm going to engage you, draw you in. And by showing the behind the scenes of the making of. So all I'm going to do is talk to you like I'm talking to my buddy. You're my buddy, my peeps. And let you guys know what I'm doing. So here's the notes, right? This is it. That's it. This is like the making of. So I'm just going to use this loosely. So I wanted to explain the lighting thing so you don't think I'm just being unprofessional. I'm not being unprofessional. I'm just keeping my vibe, okay? So I'm going to show you what I have so far about the planning of the show. Okay, so I got in at 9, like I told you, Thornton, I came in, showered, got coffee. I just had a little smoking, just a little now. See, I didn't rush to smoke. And look, are you checking my energy? Are you checking my energy? And that's smoking some alien OG shit, okay? I'm telling you, this is Cali, this is legal. These big ass buds, okay? I'm saying. Okay, this is what I'm smoking, okay? For now. But I'm being productive. Are you noticing? Okay. Okay, because I'll put on a pot of coffee and roll me a joint and work my ass off, okay? Now, so let me explain what I'm doing. I came in, so I got settled in, and I went to review Anthony Bourdain, season 12, episode 6, behind the scenes. Okay, so I want you, because you can share the process with me. Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown, season 12, episode 6, behind the scenes. So I came specifically to look at this again. I've seen it a number of times, but I review it like a class, okay? Because it's all about Anthony Bourdain and what he did. And I really appreciate it. I consider Anthony Bourdain to be my mentor. I never met him, any of that, but I consider him to be my mentor because I like what he did. It wasn't just a cooking show, just like I'm not just going to do a traveling show. See, that's what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to engage you. I'm going to engage you. See, it's not manipulation if I tell you I'm doing it from the get-go, right? Right? Okay. I'm sharing. This is the best way for all of us. Anyway, but you guys love Anthony Bourdain. And by the way, I have to apologize to all my new friends from the Maldives about my potty mouth. Here, unfortunately, I curse. It's one of the many sins that have grabbed me, that I have suffered with sin. I have. I want you to know I still suffer with sin. Still suffer with sin. Some shit is just good. Anyway, that's another story. So Anthony Bourdain, his whole style. So you're going to see that reflected in what I'm doing. Now, remember, I've never done this. We've done talk shows, but I studied this stuff. I believe in method, word, craft. You just go on YouTube, Google it. There's a bunch of stuff you get for free. That's what I do. I just do a lot of it. When you guys watch 2 videos, I watch 200. Crazy shit. I know. A lot of time in my hands. I'm engaging you. Anyway, so I want you to go look at that Anthony Bourdain season 12, episode 6, behind the scenes, because that's part of all of this. It's a lesson in a thing, just in a box, okay? That's what I'm using, okay? So you can share with me, okay? So I'm going to tell you what we have so far, okay? Because the whole way this has got to go, okay, is I shot a bunch of video in the Maldives. I took a bunch of pictures, so I have to catalog all that. I have to actually I'll type it into like a little, word processing thing, and I'll catalog the scenes I have and the photos, okay? In some kind of a way. You have to look at what you have, okay? You need to take time. And then I'm going to do these narrations. That's the part I have. So that's the part that I'm working on because I want to work on my craft as a storyteller. I love Mark Twain. He was, to me, the consummate storyteller. And Anthony Bourdain is being a storyteller, too. And the whole point of what you learn, it's not that I'm copying him, but it's just like he kept saying stuff that I totally agreed with. In other words, the whole point of this is to give you my perspective on the Maldives, right? I mean, if you want to learn about the Maldives, you could go, what am I, a history man? No. So my perspective is the perspective of a 64-year-old, black, retired physician, single, no wife, no children, no alimony, no child. I get the whole check. It's wonderful. Selfish. I know, but I wish I didn't relish it. I've had a great single life, so I'm just saying, hey, what can I say? Selfish, okay? I admit. But that's I'm engaging you. It's cathartic, okay? I'm sharing with you the inner Mario, as if you give a shit. But just pretend you do, okay? So I'm going to tell you what I've got so far because this is the show. So the show is me talking about my perspective of me going to the Maldives. Okay? All right? And so that's what I'm going to be framing. Okay, so let me tell you what I have so far. Because I'm sharing this with you. It's behind the scenes. I'm engaging. I'm doing my own craft. I'm seducing you right now. You're being seduced into following me and whatever that leads to. I have no idea. But, we're just hey, you get the right people on the bus, the right people off of the bus, then you figure out where the bus is going. Okay, I don't worry about those. Let's not micromanage this shit. Okay, let's just roll with it. All right, so. The key thing I told you, Anthony Bourdain, season 12, episode 6, Behind the Scene. Now, Mario the Storyteller, 64-year-old, retired black activist, physician, creative person. And then, so first part, how I came to choose Maldives. Okay, the whole thing about me coming out of COVID, like everybody wanting to get out and do something, and how I was up watching TV, and I saw something on YouTube on the Philippines because I have a smart TV, so half the time I'm looking at on the TV, I'm looking at YouTube. Okay, so I saw this thing in the Philippines, and being the man, i.e., pig that I am, I thought about going to the Philippines, but don't take it that far. Because I live in Los Angeles. The baddest women in the world are here, okay? I have no travel expectations of going somewhere where the women look better than Los Angeles. I'm sorry. They do not. Sorry. I've been around. The baddest, and because LA got everything. Everything. Every culture, every religion, every kind of woman, beautiful, delicious. They're here. They're here, okay? So I don't go out looking for women. Plus, I always had the perspective, too, that I learned from my dad. It's better to go and share places with some person you love rather than go in search of women. I didn't like that from the get-go. So anyway, so I was thought of the Philippines, though, because I didn't want you to get the wrong idea, like I was just wanted to go over to the Philippines and fuck some Filipinos. Because if I wanted to fuck some Filipinos, I can fuck them because they worked with me. A bunch of fine-ass ones, nurses. Anyway, sorry. Remember I told you the cursing. But I know something. LA got some badass Filipinos. Shit. You kidding me? Sisters get mad. It's competitive out here. Okay. Can't rub it in. All right. So I tell a story about how coming out of COVID, I need to get out like everybody, right? So I'm watching TV about the whole Philippines and the expats and shit. And then I go to try to go buy a ticket. I say, fuck it, I'm going to go to the Philippines. And then I go find out the Philippines is shut down. So the guy says, well, so I start asking, well, what are other places? I said, like, what's open? You can imagine this conversation. What's open? I'm in one of these, and I'm not going to get into that right, one of these online places, but I called them, okay, because I needed to talk. And I was like, okay, so what's open? So he's like, we were talking about Bangkok and Vietnam, and so it's like, who was open that wasn't overrun with disease? I've been vaccinated, okay? No, I'm not even going to get into that now. Okay, I've been vaccinated, but so they told me the Maldives was on sale. So that's the whole story. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how I told the guy, I said, okay, Maldives, give me 15 minutes. I'll call you back. I wouldn't watch a bunch of YouTube videos, say, okay, I'll go to Maldives. So I'll tell that whole story. So then the whole thing about getting bumped from the first thing because my COVID test wasn't in. Then I'm going to talk about black man in business class, getting there, the whole thing of getting assisted through the airport because of my back. I call it assisted fun. Okay, then arrival and check-in, the room, the resort, then this whole thing on elitism. Okay, and also a segment on the history of the Maldives, short version. Now notice, each one of these topics, I'm telling you, this is how I'm laying it out. For better or for worse, I'm just explaining to you the process. I'm making a list of all the topics, and I'm going to put them in an order of priority. And then figure out first I have to do that to organize my thoughts. So this is my process. So because there's more. It's more. I know you do everything and then you cut it down. Okay, it's more. I got to get it out. It's cathartic. So the whole thing on elitism, right? Then I want to do at least some history of the Maldives. I'm not going to try to be a historian. I'm going to tell you what I went and read and learned about the Maldives. That's it. You don't need to add and fake shit. Just the shit. The shit. Okay, then I'm going to talk about all the people checking me out in my hair, being a black man in the Maldives. They all wondering, who the fuck is he? Okay, so I'm going to talk about the women in the Maldives. I'm going to talk about these tatted Russians that look like they were the Russian mafia. I thought I was like in there. I said, he's like some of Putin's henchmen up in here. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about some of the other incidents about the people and their kids I'm going to talk about some underwater adventures that I did with the GoPro. I'm going to talk about the ecology, the breakfast, okay? And then I'm going to get the people. And I'm sorry I cursed, but I'm going to get them some hits because the thing that's cool about this, you guys, I know camera, I'm talking, holding it while I'm reading. The thing about this, the people, they want to know you. Like I was apologizing. I asked permission to shoot video pictures of you. And they were all excited. So here's one thing that's unique about this, you guys, that's totally wonderful. You'll be able to go reach out to them on Facebook and Instagram, and they can tell you their own stories. And they want the interaction. You're not intruding. They want it. They want it. I'm serious. I'm going to get them some hits. I am. So I am. But I'm going to give them some hits. I'm going to introduce you to the people that I met over there and tell you the story of how I related to that, being a black man. Because, we come in, we relate to the help. I don't need to get into the whole historical perspective, but who I was supposed to relate to, those tatted up Russians? Shit. Okay, no, I related to the brothers that had long hair, dark as me. Shit, that shit was interesting. So I'm going to talk about that. Okay. Then I'm going to talk about, the stupidity of the investment of this. And then I'm also going to say also the brilliance of the investment in this, because essentially this shit cost me $10,000. And if it's going to cost me $10,000 to do an episode, I got to make $10,000 plus 10 to go to Starbucks. See what I'm saying? So this is not the wisest investment shit. This is what, in my perspective, in all honesty, was that I wanted to go do this shit anyway and tell a story. So I could kill a couple birds with one stone. But there's a part of me that is not stupid. I got to at least look at the financial aspects of this. That's $10,000. So I wonder, Anthony Bourdain has 6 people in his crew. I'm going to do the work of everybody, editing, all of it. It's going to be great. You guys get to see how bad I can job. Well, we'll see, good or bad. Anyway, so I told you it's a lot of shit. So we can do the long version and then you cut it down. Okay, so the whole investment thing, I talk about the money. Then I have this segment called personal shit, which is my mom said she was proud of my courage, which was a trip to me. I was like, what? I didn't realize I was being courageous. My mom said, I'm so proud of you, son, for getting, you're doing this all on your own, going out there all across the world on your own. You're so courageous. I'm proud of you. I was like, I love my mama. See, my mama was proud of my courage. Okay. Then I was going to talk about no weed for 2 weeks without any depression, going on my own with no woman. Look how happy I am. I had a great time. No sex. Minimal alcohol. And I realized I didn't drink that much. I want to talk about nature and God and my thankful always. Now, here's the part I think is also good. I'm going to ask Thornton Dickerson, Celeste, and maybe even my godchild to give their perspectives on everything from there. In other words, as the director, in other words, these are people who know me. With Thornton, he knows everything. And I'm just going to ask them to do some segments where they talk about whatever they think is important. I don't want to direct it like that. I want Thornton, I'm going to say, Thornton, talk like you're talking to the family back east. You call me Robbie. So listen, Robbie's trying. And here's the thing. I don't want to say what's important, really. I want you to tell what's your important, like Celeste. Okay, Celeste is going to talk about how she's a professional travel person. And she's a professional. And how she checks over all my travel shit as much as I let her, because she can't know everything I'm doing, goddammit. But Celeste, who I love dearly, she gets to talk about whatever she wants to talk about. See what I'm saying? See, I don't want to direct them like that, because I think the shit is funny. I think it's authentic. So I'm going to ask people who know me, specifically Victor Allen, who's going to give perspectives on Mario, explain the unexplainable, Thornton Dickerson, and Celeste on this whole trip, because Thornton has perspectives on a bunch of things. Because I talked to him about the COVID passports last March. Okay, he has perspectives on all this. And what I'm going to tell my friend Celeste too, I'm going to say, I'm not telling you what to say. You are free to say whatever. I don't give a shit. And stuff that you think is important, but not necessarily totally relevant, If you would talk to me about it, just go on and say it to the camera. Give me more rather than less. I got the ability to cut pieces out, but I'm going to tell them that's as much direction as they need, right? You know, Thornton can give you his perspective on whatever I'm doing. Well, you know, it's his perspective. I don't want to tell him what to say. If he thinks this part, he could tell you what the relatives back east are calling me. See, whatever story they want to tell, that's what makes it authentic. Notice this type of reality TV, I know it's 20, I don't give a shit. Okay, this type of reality TV allows for true authenticity. It has a certain pureness to it inherently. Because we're not trying to really, okay, if I'm telling you my story, and I am going to edit it, but I am showing you the behind the scenes right now so you can know what I'm doing. Okay? So that's it. In a nutshell. That's what I got so far. And it is what time? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 3:04 a.m.
Oh, so now it's 3:04 a.m. So I guess it was not 3 before. So now it's 3:04 a.m. But remember, I got back to L.A. after okay, let me explain this travel to before we go. From the Maldives to Abu Dhabi was like 3.5 hours. Okay, Abu Dhabi, Arab Emirates. 6-hour layover in business class, the most fancy lounge you ever imagined with all the food shit. Okay, 6-hour layover though. Then a 14-hour flight from Abu Dhabi to Chicago. Okay, then like a 3-hour layover and a 4-hour flight, 4.5-hour flight, I think. I don't remember that. Well, from Chicago to LA. Got here at 9:30. And then showered, I'm up. Look how I look. Brother, not bad, 64. Wish the dick, well, anyway, it's another story. Tune in. This is the first episode of Behind the making of the Urban Nomad Maldives. Ta-da! Good night.